keep mentioning using dry moss as a fire starter, only because I have heard others say that. So I want to try it. My trouble is I have hardly ever found any moss that was not living. So rather than go pull some out of the woods, I've decided I've got this swing that we're throwing away because it's rotten. It's not holding anybody's butt anymore. So I'm going to take some of this moss off and I'm going to dry it, and then we will see how well it works as a fire starter. How about that? I just thought, well, I might as well take it off the swing since it's going to be going out. Or we're probably going to just burn it, take the chains and all the hardware off and just burn it. We've got a large burn pile that we take our tree trimmings and stuff to. So I'm just going to scrape some of this off. I'm going to allow it to dry for a few days. I really need to work on my patio. It has become a neglected mess. Alright, I'll cut a fair amount of this stuff off, and once it's dried we'll come back and we'll see if we're using that as a fire starter. Alright, here's that moss I had pulled off the swing. I'll let it dry. It was semi-dry when I pulled it off, but I went ahead and let it dry out a little bit more. I was kind of expecting it to turn brown as it dried, but it didn't. It stayed this nice green color. A little bit shocked about that. So, my thought was when you're in the woods and you're looking for dried moss, I thought I'd be looking for a darker or a dried up brown color, but it's not true. So I guess with each moss, if you were in the wild and needing to find something to start a fire, you don't look for brown moss. You look for, I guess, what feels to be dried up green moss. All right, I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to use the ferro rod and see if I can get this moss to catch a spark and catch up in a flame. I've not actually tried this before, so I don't know how well this will work. I've heard others speak of it, but this will be my first experience with it. No. It doesn't seem to want to catch an actual spark. Maybe this is to be used in addition to some more tinder as just kind of a filler to help it along, because I don't see it being an actual ignition material, unless this is, maybe certain mosses do better than others. I don't know. This is all kind of a learning experience for me. I'm going to have to do a little more research on this one. Maybe I need to ball it up some more. Yeah, it's just not catching that spark and flaming on up. It just won't hold that. So, let me see if I can find a lighter and see how it does with a flame. Alright, I have a lighter. I'm just going to see if it'll catch a flame very well. Not very well. Now it's going to hit some of those shavings off the ferro rod. You might see some sparks when that hits. In fact, I see one right there. Okay, I would not, you know, this might help in starting a fire, maybe using as tinder, but this is not going to light up to get you a fire started, especially if you're counting on using a ferro rod. And it's not doing very great with the lighter either. So this, I'm guessing, is going to be better. I mean, unless there's a different moss that does better. I just don't know. I just don't have enough experience with it. This is probably going to be better used as a filler to go in with a bundle. Say like, maybe you have this. Maybe you have just, could only find this, and maybe you have a little fat wood you could add to it. I know the fat wood will catch that spark and go on up. And maybe the moss could help keep that fire. And to the person who in one of my other videos made a comment and said something about my old man hands, you know, yeah, I've got spots and my hands don't, look, I got house paint. I just got through painting some of the house. Yeah, my hands look terrible, but they are working hands. They have worked their entire lives, and I don't really care what you think about my hands. Kiss my butt as far as I'm concerned. All right, we're going to try this that way. I know the fat wood will take a spark and flame up, and perhaps with the moss it'll just help as a bundle if you have nothing else to use as a bundle. Oops. If I can hit it. See, look at that fat wood. I just love that stuff. Now it seems to burn that way, as long as it's got something else to help it. So I am not going to count on moss to catch a spark with a ferro rod or even with a lighter, but I see that I can use it to help my bundle, my little bird nest that I use to start the fire and then add my wood. Alrighty. Well, moss will burn, but it's only if it has something else to accelerate it. It's kind of a disappointment. I was thinking it might be another starter, but it's not. Alrighty, y'all, if this was helpful, and it was to me because I found out the use of the moss, that it is not for catching a spark. It can certainly help fluff up my bird's nest to get things going. Okie doke, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Hit that notification bell if you'd like to know when I put out every video. And I will see you on the next one.